So this is what I looked like when I was walking through DC for the inauguration. I had my water bottle, and occasionally, if I wanted to know where I was, I'd pull out my GPS and I'd be walking around following the crowds. You can see the splash screen on there. I stole the Obama Pride button and used it as a background. So this is what I looked like. And my friend dropped me off at the metro station about 7:15, and he picked me up after 5 o'clock, so I pretty much spent the whole day by myself. None of my friends joined me, which was interesting because when you're surrounded by over 1 million people and you don't know anybody, there's nobody you can turn to talk to and have that level of comfort with, so I pretty much just kept to myself and moved through the crowds. It took about an hour to get on the metro train, the whole experience was very cold and tiring, but actually getting on the train there was heat, so that was nice. And walking through DC, they had blocked off all the streets around the mall and the White House, so I had to backtrack a bit, walk all the way to the far end of the mall, towards the Lincoln Memorial to actually get on there. So, I did manage to get on the mall before it started, or just as the first speeches were starting after 10. I'd say the most emotional experience for me was walking up to the Washington Memorial. Just finally being in the center of the mall, walking towards the Capitol, towards the memorial, seeing the White House on the left. That's when I really felt like I was gonna cry, just overwhelmed with the moment and what was happening. Just a couple hours away from Obama being sworn in, so I did try to move up further, closer to the Capitol building, which I could see in the distance a little bit, but they had blocked off the roads going through the mall, so I had to go back to be able to see some of the screens they had set up. And I was pretty much standing most of the time watching the screens. After Obama gave his speech, people started leaving, and this was during the poem recital, so I was just huddled up waiting for everyone to pass by and getting jostled around. I stayed until they stopped broadcasting after the last prayer was done. I went to the Lincoln Memorial. Didn't really walk around in there too much, but I went down below where they have a little museum. It's sort of out of the way, but it's very small, but there's some cool stuff in there, and I was able to heat up a little bit, which is good because I probably would have frozen if I didn't go in somewhere. After the memorial, I went, to start walking back, and I figured, I'd just walk all the way back to the same station I went to, or the Central Station, which means, again, I'd have to walk all the way around the White House. And even though there was a station about half as close directly to the north, because, sometimes they close stations, so I wanted to make sure I got on the train. But eventually, I made it to the station and back on a warm train. I was standing or walking for pretty much the whole time. Even in the trains, I was pretty much standing because they were so packed. So by the time I got to the station to go, I was like limping a bit and my joints were in pain. I was feeling pretty cold, but none of my extremities were really in pain. It was just my whole body was tired, and so the train ride home was much faster. I didn't have to wait. Probably because I waited a little bit for that initial crowd to leave, so by the time I got on the metro, there was no lines. As to the concert that happened the Sunday before, obviously I was driving down there, so I couldn't go to the concert on Sunday, and didn't have any tickets to the balls afterwards because those were probably thousands of dollars. In fact, I didn't have any tickets, so there was no guarantees, but I just wanted to be there for the history of it. Got a little Obama like keychain on my wallet. So the only thing I have and the only money I spent in DC was the $10 inaugural one-day pass for the Metro, which aside from the cold and all the tolls and sitting in the car and the fact that none of my friends were able to join me, it was a good experience that I'd probably do again in 4 years. I'd like to have people come with me and maybe have more stuff to do in DC. The day beforehand, Monday, we went to Baltimore and went to the aquarium, which was nice, but and the Hard Rock Cafe, but that's not exactly historic. It's just something you can do anytime you're in Baltimore, so I would like to do more stuff in DC next time I'm there, but with the crowds and everything being kind of shut down, I think it was a pretty good experience. I'll probably try to get like a DVD copy of the inauguration just so I can see it better than how I saw it, which was on this distant large screen where the sound was out of sync and stuff like that. It seems like a lot of my friends are going through difficult times, for one reason or another, whether it's financially or just personally. I've always felt very blessed, like I'm the most fortunate person in the world, but obviously that's just my own point of view because I'm me, but all I can say is, hang in there. If you keep striving, you'll find a happy place for yourself. If you're feeling down or things aren't really going great, just hang in there because, things will change. Your perception on things will change. Your situation's going to change. Everything is changing. That's what Obama's been saying for all this time, But it wouldn't matter if Obama was getting elected or somebody else. Things are going to change one way or the other. It's just a matter of how you want that change to unfold, how you react to it. So, it's your life. You gotta take charge of it, There's stuff that happens that's outside of your control. So all you can really change is how you react to it. So, bye-bye.